Okay, so today I'm doing something a little bit different where I'm doing my first multi-stream ever, which is going to be where I'm doing it on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, which, as far as I know, it's allowed. I feel like there used to be some rule that, like, oh, Twitch, if you're an affiliate, you're not supposed to do that, but I don't think they care anymore, and I think everybody does it, and it even mentioned, it tells you how to do it, so why would it be an issue? So this is on my iPhone and on Wi-Fi, so it's a little questionable if that might cause issues. Like, I always assume that multi-streaming would be super demanding, so I never even wanted to try it, and it doesn't really matter a whole lot to me, but it's interesting to try YouTube because it's basically like, I have nothing against Twitch. I've always used it and I've always liked it, but it can seem sort of insular. Like, this is my surface level impression, right? Twitch is kind of like good for maybe established communities already that are like very, streaming focused. But YouTube has certain advantages with the algorithm on videos. Like, I'll the same clip that I clip on Twitch, right, from my stream would get like 10 views, and then that same clip could get like 50,000 views like Danganronpa on YouTube. So sometimes the algorithm will just bless you randomly, and that can have a bigger impact. So that's basically what I'm trying to give YouTube a chance. Maybe that applies to live streams too, and maybe for smaller streamers, as I've sort of seen that while scrolling through YouTube. Like, there'll be all these live streams that I keep seeing, and it's like I keep seeing sometimes, first of all, the same ones over and over. Maybe it just recommends that, but like maybe there's not too many people who stream on YouTube, or maybe, and they all do decently well, so it just feels different. I don't know what to really make of it, so I'm not really going to do anything too noteworthy here. I'm just mostly testing it. So again, the main thing is, okay, we're multi-streaming for the first time, which is cool. I mean, I'm not going to do that all the time because I assume it won't work really too well. If I'm doing something more demanding, like maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I'll pick one or the other. But what I could do is I could do it for those streams. Like, I could do YouTube for those sessions while I'm driving for like more of the just chatting stuff. And then if I'm actually doing some proper gaming stuff, I can do it on Twitch, kind of split it down the middle like that. But yeah, it would be interesting to see because, again, so I'm using my third channel for this one. I won't do this on my main channel or my second channel because I don't want to spam people with notifications and stuff. So I have 3 channels here. The first channel has like 335 subscribers. That's just One Quiet Gamer, period. And that one's like, where I'll post just one video like once a week or every 2 weeks, and it's meant to be like, oh, higher quality or something more noteworthy. I've been doing some of the unboxings I post on there, or if it's like I'm playing a game for the first time, right, I'll do it like that. Like the first session of playing a game for the first time. Then so that's meant to be like higher quality, less frequency, not spamming people with uploads. Or like even just clips. If I have like a funny clip, I'll upload it there. Right, so it's not meant to be as demanding of a channel to watch, which it seems dumb having so many channels when you're such a small channel anyway, but I think it's good fit for purpose, because again, then there'd just be certain things that I just wouldn't want to upload because I don't want to spam people. So the second one is One Quiet Gamer Plays, which is where I upload on a very regular basis, and I try to keep up with whatever I'm doing. Like within a week, I'll try to upload all that week's episodes of whatever it is that I'm doing. I'll kind of combine them together, or I'll upload whatever it is. So like, let's say last week I did chess 4 times, and I did something else, NBA 2K 3 times. And then I'll combine those each into an episode for the week and then upload them. So I keep up with whatever I'm doing. Right, whatever I do that week, I'll upload. So in other words, it'll be sort of more like spam uploads, where like every day I could be uploading something if I'm doing something different. Right, so that'll be very frequent current episode uploads of whatever I'm doing presently, and kind of like everything, right, without exception. And then unless it's, again, something more noteworthy that would go on the main channel. So that's like everyday uploads all the time. And then that has like 128 subscribers. And then this is my third channel with 52 subscribers, which is convenient too, because you need like 50, at least 50 for it to even let you do this. And then there's this stupid feature that makes you wait 24 hours. So like I go to live stream, maybe in case like there's some event going on, in real life, like some major thing, and they don't want everybody to just immediately stream like that, I guess. But no, I mean, I've had the account around for a while, so it's not like it should make me do that. But yeah, I have 52 subscribers on here, and this channel has been more like my dumping ground for a bunch of nonsense, kind of, not even bad stuff, but just like extra clips that I don't know what else to do with. Because again, I wouldn't want to spam the main channel, and the second channel is meant for like the full episodes that are a little bit longer. So this is just meant for random clips or random stuff that I don't know where else it's going to go. And so the irony of it is, even though this one has the least amount of subscribers, it might end up reversing, like where this one will be the most popular because I'm not afraid to post stuff, and I'll just post random stuff and even do something like this on here. And, you know, the middle one will be more regular uploads, and then finally the main channel might end up having the least in the long run because I'll be posting so little on there. But the point is that, yeah, I wanted to use this one because this channel feels more like a throwaway type thing, where I'm not as worried about it. Again, I have 52 subscribers, so it's not going to help. Like, it would have notified those 52 people, but it'd be the same on Twitch or whatever. Like, oh, it would notify the 300 people, right? So, like, I don't get why it would be any better. Maybe the algorithm is better. I'm not sure what it really constitutes. And so what you realize is the fact that, again, you have the 50 subscribers, and what I have is the fact that I posted a lot of random stuff here, some things to do with chess. Like, it's sort of like different random takes, almost like, oh, hot takes on this issue or that issue. So, like, I guess I could show it. I mean, I don't, I'm streaming on YouTube showing this too, but, let me see something. Right, so you can look at my channel here. This is the current one that I'm presently using. And so, yeah, I'll watch my own stream and react to my own stream live. But see your subscribers. But I thought it wouldn't do that, actually. I thought it wouldn't show you that a lot of the time, or at least the ones some can choose to be public or whatever. But hang on a second. I could just kind of show you like what's on this channel in essence, because it's a situation where, and I'm also not the biggest fan of how YouTube downloads work, because like if there's something weird with that, like if you download your own videos, for example, it'll only download it in 720p, so you have to use a third-party program, which I guess I do that for Twitch anyway, but at least you have the option more so. Yeah, this was like a random dumping ground almost for just stuff that I didn't know what else to do with it, right? Like, I don't want to upload it on the other channels, I don't want to spam stuff, but so it's just random. Like, it's just a random clip I want to craft. I could watch all of these and react to them, I don't want to. I just want to craft Star Garrett. Wait, 3 comments. But how? It has 2 views but 3 comments. They must all be me. Like, I'm literally talking to myself on my first video. How the hell does it have 3 comments? That makes me kind of curious. Fuck it. I just want to... What? Oh, it's somebody being supportive that way. Okay. Yeah, these are just random clips, like from Hearthstone. Let me just try to recap. I won't even watch all of them, but I just want to kind of explain. I just want to craft Sargeras. So what happens in this exciting clip that I decided to upload to my, again, third, furthest out channel, is the fact that, or what you'll end up having is you'll end up losing subscribers like this because they'll get the notification and be annoyed by it, potentially. That happens sometimes on Twitch. Like if my stream keeps crashing and then I keep going live over and over in the same day. That could potentially bother people, but I just want to craft Sargeras, right? Because that had to come out, and so I was opening packs to try to get dust to just do that, right? I'm just trying to disenchant whatever I get, but then what happens is I actually get Sargeras from one of those packs, so that's a great. Now I don't have to worry about the dust or anything like that. Druids have the coolest legendaries and titans. that's just maybe a statement that I'm making. Like, I'm quoting myself like I'm some big celebrity and it's like a hot take or something. Loken is low-key underrated. That's more like a power, not so much about the card in Hearthstone, but the fact that he was the jailer of Yogg Saron, so he's a random, 5-man dungeon boss, which, not to diminish that, but like, the guy must be as strong as Yogg Saron at full strength or something like that, because otherwise, why would he be the jailer, right? Like, he must be way stronger than what you really would be led to believe. Warlocks always get the coolest stuff. Sargeras is obviously a warlock. Kill Jaden would be a warlock. Even Archimon maybe is considered that, even though you don't think of him that way. There's so many other cool cosmetics you get. Sargeras has the most underwhelming effect, which is like summon a portal and make 2/3/2 imps, like the fucking Lakari pits or whatever. Like, it really, not that it wasn't functionally good, but for such a badass card, I was thinking it would be like some win condition, like, oh, if you get to a certain amount of minions die, then you automatically win the game, or like it should be like almost an auto win condition type thing. This one was kind of bizarre. Yeah, when you go to stream Magic the Gathering, but I forget what the full title is, but like basically I try to put the colors of again, Magic has the 5 colors, right? Red, blue, white, black, and green. Obviously my favorite, green. How could I forget? And so what does that mean? It means that it wouldn't let me put again, I'm putting them all equal opportunity in the thing. It wouldn't let me put white in the tags. Now, that could be because, again, it's assuming something else that you're trying to say. But like I'm saying, I'm using white cards, I'm using black cards, I'm using red cards, blue cards, green cards. Right? And it would let me put black, but it wouldn't let me put white. Like, it's a very odd thing. That has nothing to do with the game. Or I'm playing a white mage in Final Fantasy. Like, that's what I even say in there. Surely the bug is fixed now. It's almost the end of the month. This was where Renounced Darkness wouldn't work in some season there. In one of the twist modes. And it kept, like, it lets you, re-roll your class, but then it re-roll to Death Knight, but it wouldn't let you play as Death Knight because it wasn't there in the twist. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically it kept bugging out, and it would let you have the option to do something that you're not allowed to do, and then it punished you for it. Reacting to the dumbest take of all time, chess is pay to win. Right, this triggered a lot of people, 12 likes. It has like 7 dislikes, and of course I wish YouTube would still show you those, the dislikes, but whatever. So yeah, it's me just sort of roasting the fact that he says, oh, Magnus and Hikaru and stuff are so good because they had good parents, upbringing, money, opportunity, things like that. Like, yes, those things helped, or you can tell, like, the ratio, right? 41 comments to 9 likes means you got ratioed, right? By this Gen Z slang. Like, obviously, they're talking shit. The 12 to 12 is okay, right? And some of those comments maybe aren't even negative, but that's one thing I guess sometimes. Like, people saying, oh, he's just yapping, bro's just yapping. Like, that's cool, but that comment is also just yapping. It doesn't really tell me anything. Right? It doesn't actually do anything. Give me some substance. But no, he's basically just saying it like, oh, because they had money or tutors or parents or something. That doesn't make you guaranteed to be as good as they are. It gives you a head start. It gives you an advantage, but it's not quite that simple. So yeah, we'll see which ones did I actually get ratioed on. I barely escaped the ratio with this one. And this ended up being correct. Bold prediction that Ding wouldn't win the championship, but it was a little more close at a test than I thought. This one's actually like a full kind of mini episode. I don't know why I chose to upload this here. Just me playing chess. And then round 14 is kind of exciting. Kind of building it up, hyping it up. I forget why exactly, but it's just the whole Magnus thing with him not being there so everybody can fight it out. And then I was kind of disappointed by how it ended. But like Fabiano should have been the one really who made it through. Hikaru is the clown of the day, that he could have won the world championship. He missed his chance. That, it feels like his attention split between streaming. This is my Pink Flamingo chess technique, which, again, is the way I've always played pretty much, but sort of giving it a formalized name and all of this was kind of cool. Just a defensive, trade heavy, don't need to know a lot of theory. Elon was right. Chess is a simple game, just explaining how any real-time game would basically be objectively more complicated, or even variants of it are more complicated, or fog of war, this and that. Chess Elitist explains how to achieve low chess ratings. Just open your eyes, it's me being a bit of a dick, it's not that hard, even though I'm a bit of a clown too. Taking chess personality quiz. Chess, amateur plays Dobotsu Shogi for the first time, looks like Shogi for kids, obviously. YouTube algorithm change, bitching about the algorithm, I guess, on behalf of my other channel. Or what we see sometimes in those when I'm scrolling through YouTube is these brain rot, steal a brain rot type thing on Roblox or whatever, and it's like somebody asleep or pretending to be asleep, and I'll wake up if you donate, or it'll be playing some brain rot song in the background, or something like that, or it'll be they're not even playing the game. It's one thing, okay, it's bad enough that it's brain rot, steal brain rot, Roblox, okay, I get it. It's bad enough that you're playing that song, but they're sitting there, either there is no face cam or anything, and there's no commentary or gameplay, they're just sitting there watching like a parade of stuff in the background, or they're literally like pretending to be asleep or something stupid like that. The Jaylen Brown thing was really, really on point, because I said that from many, many years ago. I always said that Jaylen Brown's better than Tatum, that if they ever win a title, the Celtics, that Tatum would be the MVP and not Brown, Brown would be the MVP, not Tatum. And so that was very prophetic, and I feel like I didn't get enough credit for that one. But you can look at my older 2K videos of me actually saying that. See all your past titles on Twitch, which this seems pretty obvious. You just go in like your activity tab on YouTube creators, Twitch creator studio thing. But I didn't know that for the longest time, and I was actually worried about it. And I felt like I had lost some of my titles, because I would save my VODs the whole time I've had this channel, but I wouldn't always save the titles with it. I would just it would be named something generic, and I would just call it like VOD 1, VOD 2, VOD 3. And so and then I would try to make the names in a notepad, but then when you change titles, it's not going to save that too, right? Like all the changes you make. So for a while there, I feel like I went out of my way to try to keep track of all the titles. Like even when I change it in the middle of a stream, I would like copy it and put it in a notepad, but I didn't realize for the longest time that you could do that it would save that for such a long time. Now this one is the most viewed video on this channel. 91 likes. Again, me explaining foot fetishes, which again, I have a lot of psychology background and just interest in these. These are some of the things I've discussed in the past. So this makes me kind of laugh in the sense that it's like, oh, do YouTube content. They said it'll be fun. They said it'll be meritocracy and this and that. And what happens is, this is what you get, right? Like, so you'll be this is like a concept that I talk about sometimes, like myopic marginalization, I call it. So you would look at my channel and look at the most popular video or whatever, right? And you'll see this and you'll say, oh, so this guy, you're that guy who has that foot fetish video or whatever. And it's like, I'm not trying to be defined by that. Look at all the other things I posted, but so you're defined by what people react to and value, not so much what you value yourself, right? I could be discussing existential philosophy and different things that I've discussed over the years, but they'll focus on this foot fetish clickbait kind of trash. So like you become defined by what other people value, right? So like pretend you're a musician and you write the most artistic, beautiful piece ever, but nobody cares and nobody likes it. But then you make some hip hop crazy stupid thing, right? Lowest common denominator, and then that's very popular. So now you'll be known for and defined by that other thing, but they'll ignore everything else. So it says more about them. It says more about society and the observer and the consumer than it does about you, actually. But I'm glad that people like it. I just kind of, sometimes it's not the right message that it sends. See, like when I posted that, did I expect it to get that many views or any views? Not really. It's just one of those things that bugs me. Like that's one of my mainstay form of content, or like from my debate format. It wouldn't be me even trying to do or say anything. In a way, I would almost find it annoying that I had to do it. Like, this is something that's so obvious that I'm shocked that people don't realize. So it's like almost calling people dumb, but not even being arrogant about it. It's just like, it's some obvious, simple concept that I'm shocked that people don't see in everyday life or whatever. So that's what I mean. Like, it's so simple. Seduction is basically hypnosis. You just don't realize that some of the, setup of that, like, it'll be dim lights, candle, light music, relaxing. You're fixated on them, looking into their eyes. Like look into my eyes, that, is a hypnotic technique. And, focus on them, fixate on them. Don't think about anything else. You kind of clear your mind. It's an interesting tie-in for sure. Shogi is too complicated. Also, shogi, the Dobatsu shogi. I had a Ben Shapiro moment as I analyzed the lyrics to WAP, I guess. I don't really remember what I said in that one at all. But it's the sort of thing that I would do. Right, like I do things in sort of a dry, monotone way where I take it super seriously. This was actually pretty impressive. So this dude had played like 6,000 games of chess 960. Right, and I'd beaten him pretty convincingly, or just beating him at all. Twist mode Cthulhu was overpowered. Okay, nothing special there. This one has 9 comments, which would seem like I got ratioed, but I think it's just the same guy raging. The Hawk Tour Girl is the latest case of the internet being down bad. Right, that there is this sort of effect that I talk about here that's pretty clear. Like, there'll be a lot of stuff where anytime there's a female in a video or anything, it'll be like, wow, it'll get 1 million views because whatever, some conventionally, supposedly, whatever you want to call it, attractive or this or that by some subjective measure. There's so much fixation and attention on that, even if the content itself has nothing to do with that. It could just be a reporter doing their job. It could be so many things. That's why I even reject face cam as a general thing. Like, there's just so much focus on that when it has nothing to do with it. Variant Fanatic utters their famous last words in duck chess, probably talking trash and get punished for it. The game ended the longest winning streak. This one I was doing my permanent variant gauntlet on chess.com, and it was black ladder chess that I had a pretty long streak with. The original meaning of woke and how it changed, to be ahead of the curve, giving Ron Paul credit for being ahead of the curve on inflation, for example, or even Al Gore on global warming or some shit. How that took on a negative meaning, like, it used to actually be a positive term. Stupid joke I made is like where in that video, Magnus can't believe this position is a draw, and then I joke and say, that's like the normal starting position in chess, and then my friend comments it. This month in YouTube comments and me, this format would have been pretty fun, but I just don't, you go by if people like it. So 11 views. The way of water connects all things, and then, no, that's my line, because, whatever, like, where only Christopher Nolan can get away with putting the name of the movie in as dialogue, like, I like the part where he says The Way of Water. No, but he says The Dark Knight at the end of The Dark Knight, but it kind of works because his writing is at such a high level. So when James Cameron tries to do it in The Way of Water, you kind of roll your eyes a little bit. Absolutist philosopher takes a political compass test. isn't there like a certain irony in that too, the Avatar subject matter, not to be too dark about it, but like, oh, these people who are living on stolen indigenous lands are making movies about this, kind of inspired by that in part, like the whole tribal whatever. Maybe this is the wrong way to look at it, but they're doing that, and it's like, oh, we're entertained by it, and we're using it as like a prop for our whatever, but you don't really, I don't know, there's some weird hypocrisy in that, like, whatever message there might be, like, oh, be more naturalistic or minimalistic. And meanwhile, we're spending billions of dollars on movies and entertainment and this and that. Like, if you truly cared, then okay, maybe those things wouldn't even exist. Absolutist Philosopher said that this is a pretty good one where I lay out a lot of the concepts from my debate format of how I would perceive different issues. It's kind of a good way to do it hands-on, because as much as I talk about stuff like that, I don't have a good like record of exactly what it is to explain to people, right? I just kind of take it for granted. I reacted to the 2024 election, kind of the results live. So, 2 past predictions from a psychology expert that he's a choke artist and that he was going to lose the World Championship before, which he actually won against Nepo. Anya Taylor-Joy is mid, kind of putting them through, putting Anya Taylor-Joy, Allison Williams, and the other chick, Emmy Rossum from Shameless, through like a face scan thing to show like which is the most perfectly symmetrical face. This is the most tone-deaf cosmetic in gaming history, is the Naomi Mizura, like, Rockstar one. Like, it really is goofy as hell. It's one thing, like, again, I get it. There'll be cosmetic alterations of every character in every story. But there's a difference. Like, oh, Light Yagami in some sort of Santa Claus hat or something. The reason why, even though you say, oh, he's a killer and he's evil and this and that, it doesn't stand out to me too much, because you see Light in different situations. You see him having, friends at school, and you see him enough where I can understand, right? You don't have to perceive him just as the killer. Okay, he's hanging out with his sister and he's dressing up, or he's whatever, right? When you have a recurring character, it's okay to present it like that, even if it's just goofy and it's a cosmetic and it's fine. But the thing with Naomi Mizura is she appears for one episode, basically, and her only role in the story is to be like a grieving widow, effectively, and to be this, very serious, very stoic, very sad character who's dealing with this grief, who herself gets killed after. Like, her role is limited just to that. So you have a single episodic character who's portrayed in a very tragic and serious way, and you turn her into this rock star fucking clown thing. Right, I do find that actually very strange. Predicted the 2024 World Championship. Great Ding Chilling Roast of 2024. Wait, didn't I do one? I must have been on a different channel. I did one in 2023 as well. This one was more triumphant, though, because he actually lost. Best drone joke so far. Can I remember what it was? It was like, oh, like the alien, once they saw the border under Biden, the aliens came right to Earth because they saw, like, oh, aliens welcome, something like that. Right, Democrats sure invited them in. What's the deal with drones? Looked at my 2024 Twitch recap. Some of this stuff ends up being like, it seems like, oh, you just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks, because you never know what's going to get views, really. Like, I'm bad at judging that in terms of, And some of these are just like excerpts from my other full things. Like, okay, this is Twitch recap 2024 while playing chess. On the eve of a new year, I played a game that would determine, this is kind of like a permadeath moment, where it determined whether I get to keep my account. And I think maybe I survived this one, but then I lost shortly after. So I do think I won that particular game. But yeah, like, speaking of the excerpt thing, this one, like, this is at the beginning of my Path of Exile 2 episode, right? First playthrough permadeath Path of Exile 2. And so it's the first hour of that session I spend reacting to hate comments like this, and it's just so goofy because I don't remember getting so many comments on these videos unless they're just me putting timestamps in there. But yeah, Diablo Hater reacts to hate comments on their Path of Exile video because that community is very, very irritating sometimes. They're just too egotistical about everything and acting like it really proves something. Like, you're playing a game for the first time, like, who cares? But so these must be two separate. This is the game that made me survive, and then this is the game that made me lose my Lichess account. Then Football Noob reacts to Super Bowl Live, where the Eagles actually destroyed the Chiefs. I can't remember if I made really a prediction of that since I didn't know what was going on, but used a list randomizer to decide what game to play. I brought my debate format to Reddit and YouTube and comments and hated every second of it. I was going to try to do that on Twitter too. But we missed the golden age of Twitter where it was very liberal heavy or whatever, where, before Elon Musk bought it, it would have been funny to troll people or see their responses then. I brought my Absolute Philosopher character to GTA RP. That's a series that did really well on my other channel where it was just me doing GTA 5. It's just, I look at it on opposite ends of the spectrum. Those are my two favorite responses to series that I've had. Well, I guess at least that was just one or two videos, but adventure, these are the two that I could say in opposite extremes. If you can post a video of Adventure Quest in 2025, right, where I'm playing Adventure Quest as part of my little battle on, Throwback Thursday, where I'm doing old school stuff that I did back in the day. I do an episode of Adventure Quest and I upload it and it gets 1,000 views within a couple days. And it stays about there now even, but so for me, even as a small channel, to get 1,000 views on an Adventure Quest video in 2025 feels like quite an accomplishment because that's so random and arbitrary and just obscure, right? Nobody is really doing that right now. So the fact that you can do something so obscure and do well with it is encouraging. And then the fact that you can do something as competitive and well known as GTA, right, and do well with it is also encouraging. The fact that I posted several videos from that series, right, I did a little mini series on it, and several of those got several hundred views, and one of them got 1,000 plus. So it is interesting to see on opposite sides of the spectrum a game that's super competitive and has a ton of content on it versus one that has no content on it, and in both cases you are somehow getting some benefit from the algorithm or whatever, or it's just somehow people like it. The best idea for single player content in GTA 5, I think I had said the Merryweather that's this one. The final epic heist we deserve but never got, where you go to the Merryweather base and take out Don Percival and everybody's playing their role and this and that. The best idea for single player content in GTA 5, kind of do the vigilante missions for Michael, do the gang wars for Franklin, stuff like that. Absolutist Philosopher. Absolutist Philosopher, evokes stimuli acme. Criticizing kind of the Botez effect of everything. Read those are kind of similar ones. Roasting the most disingenuous take by Botez. Oh yeah, and then I forgot I even did these. So I was doing these silent streams with no commentary, or I was using TTS for commentary. So my grand return to BBZ Heroes, either on mobile or I don't know what that was even, or probably in the BlueStacks kind of little mobile thing I was doing. Hardcore gamer gushes about Red Dead Redemption. Wait. The Red Dead Redemption probably bounty system as opposed to GTA. One of the funniest this is like an old clip, I think, from a couple years ago. One of the funniest comments I've ever got. I don't want to just like watch my own clips all the time. Let's see how well you can hear this or whatever.
This guy said.
Wait, I can't even hear it.
He was making a joke like, oh, video games influence real life. He's like, you wouldn't need to be concerned about this dude.
Here it comes. This guy said,
video games
just make a joke like video games influence real life. He's like, you wouldn't need to be concerned about this dude going crazy and killing everybody because his aim is so dog shit. Like if you're taking one part of the game seriously for real, you should take the other part seriously too. He's no threat to anybody but himself.
It's fucking hilarious.
I'm kind of expanding on what he said a little bit, but yeah, like, you know, if you, that's pretty good. If you were, you know, like, because the point of this format is that, like, I'm an evil character trying to get my bounty as high as possible. It's basically like, you know, oh, we wouldn't need to worry about video game inspiring violence or something like that with this guy because his aim is so shitty that he could never hurt anybody even if he wanted to, right, if he ever tried to do this. But Rockstar's greatest roast, it was like on a gravestone there. Chess streamers before Carter just making fun of, like, instead of saying take, I would say kill. This piece is gonna kill this. Making fun of Acro the clown. Madden Guard is a clown. That got 50 views. Bro really tried to stream on PS Now. Warning, do not stream as a thumbnail. Okay, I reacted to Game 7 of the Nuggets and the Thunder, which I predicted wrong. Kevin Garnett going God modes. Again, some of these are from years ago, like where I was going through and editing some of my old stuff, and I saw some good clip opportunities. KG was making some crazy shots. In fact, I made this was so good that we made like 4 clips of this, where we have this epic, because even the greatest rivalry, the first game we get blown out by somebody, and then the second game we play as the Timberwolves, and I think we play against the same guy, and we win the second game in like overtime. So then this is the KG making a couple crazy shots in that game. KG also, same thing. Again, now I know how KG felt carrying the Timberwolves. Random ranking of Portugal's flavor text. And then I had another video like this on my main channel that's like just ranking the Portugos overall, and it did pretty well. That one kind of shocked me. That was one of the first videos I had that is from quite a while ago, but it's just one of those weird ones. Like, I'm posting it, and then I wake up in the morning, and it has like 700 views randomly, and it's like, you can never predict what's going to do well or not. Amateur debunks Kasparov's bogus excuse for losing to Kramnik. Fabiano proved Magnus isn't the GOAT because he's too close to him. Debunking fallacies. Basically, those two things combined. Those two discussions combined. Make the best move by accident. Tilted when winning. Anime protagonist moment. I got ratioed maybe by this one. Entitled chess content creators. This one probably wouldn't have aged too well. He's right. Well, maybe not so right, but I won't delete it. But I'm saying it as a question. Chess amateur debunks the entitlement by chess content creators. Chess elitist destroys chess content creation. Basketball historians revisit takes. We're admitting my worst LeBron take, which is that he wouldn't age so gracefully. And to be fair, I mean, you expect injuries happen, things like that happen. Daniel Naroditsky thing. This one I got semi-ratioed, but just saying that the real issue is online chess, not so much Kramnik. This one got pretty negative response, even though I would stand by it pretty strongly that Magnus deserves more criticism for how he treated Hans, because it's very similar to the Daniel Naroditsky accusation being kind of whatever, baseless fast food tier list. This is when I started doing my Absolutist Philosophy series. Tackle social contrivance. These are just like random clips. Clash Royale. Emotion is simply irrational insistence upon the self. Episode 2. Why is folly favored? Which is like escapism, entertainment. Lore accurate. Will Chamberlain was pretty funny. Rose down bad to find a good mobile game. ASMR mukbang food review. Even more. Just drama. Scapegoat is always needed. Absolute philosophy. Episode 2.5. Nearness postulate. Wait, 3.5. Wait, but where is 3? Or I think I did that because it like kept crashing, so I didn't feel like doing it. So episode 3.5, folly favoritism, exposing the whiteout survival scam ads, permadeath chess mobile games, blind rankings and low quality. They're blind because you can't see them. Absolute philosopher debunks fallacies. Revisit, explain something. Wait, but I still don't see where there are no rights, only restrictions, and what is absolutism? I don't get it because I thought, where is episode 3? Oh, it's, okay, never mind, I just didn't see it. Okay, so that was just sort of an impromptu channel reaction, but basically you're in a position to realize I didn't have much of a plan for the session, but let's see how it turns out. And what it might do is it might save me the trouble of having to download and edit and upload the thing, because it might already be on YouTube, but I probably would still do that, but I would do it maybe as like the weekly session. But as far as like a regular upload thing here, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to see what is the upside of it. Like, we didn't get any special viewers from doing this, right? We've been going for 40 minutes, which isn't that long, and you can't expect that, right? Anything to be judged from that. But basically, we didn't get any comments. We didn't seemingly get any viewers, right? Besides myself here just watching my chat. But what happens is, no, this will be. Now this will be up there as a video, and so the thing is that the reason why that's relevant to do it as a video is because, I mean, it would be the sort of thing I would upload anyway. It just makes it more convenient. I guess that it'll automatically be there. So whatever. It seemed to work pretty well. It didn't crash, and between Twitch and YouTube, we got seemingly 0 viewers, 0 likes, 0 comments, which again, you'd have to do this for longer periods of time. But if I do it like every day, or again, your subscribers will see this, so that could certainly help. And it sort of holds you back from certain features, like, oh, you can't do certain things until you have like 1,000 subscribers. Which even if I combine my Twitch and all 3 of my YouTube, it's still not 1,000. But yeah, I mean, this is almost the unfortunate way that you would look at content, though, is like you just do random stuff and then hope that something eventually gets picked up by the algorithm and blows up like that. Less so than actual, whatever quality thing you would assume something of high quality that you would do. Or yeah, like maybe that's what I should do. Okay, I'll let it run all night while I'm sleeping, and then you'll get views from that. More so, like, that's how stupid it is. That's the kind of thing people reward, but whatever. It was a good try.